It's our mental commentary that's dysfunctional. If we listen to the voice in our head, it's bound to cause us problems. And once we've learned what the dysfunction is, that's the first step in order to fixing things. You have to catch yourself when you're judging someone or saying something negative, that mental commentary in your head. When you're judging or wishing you were somebody somewhere else, you're not present in the moment. And then when you're allowing that mental commentary to run your life, you are creating problems for yourself and pain. Pain, confusion, problems, anxiety, depression, that's all pain. So once you've learned the basic dysfunction, then we can start by trying to replace our thoughts and trying to use affirmations and fix the negative thinking. And one of the easiest ways to prevent the negative thinking and start to turn this dysfunction into a functioning mind is to be present in the moment. Many people don't want to get rid of their problems. They are attached to their problems, the drama that it brings to their life. They're addicted to the drama. Many people love to fight. When they don't get a reaction out of their partner, they get mad, they get upset because they're wanting to fight. They're looking for that drama. They're addicted to it. Now, most of us derive our sense of self through our problems and our story. Our past story makes us who we are. We think that that's what decides and makes us who we are. But what makes you who you are is nothing. You are already who you are. Nothing that happens to you in the physical world, nothing that happens to you doesn't change who you are. If somebody dies, you lose a loved one or you lose a relationship, you feel like a part of you is missing. It's not. You're still whole. Nothing is missing from you when you lose stuff like that in your life. The physical things are not as important as you think. You lose a job, you lose a loved one or something, it's not going to change who you are. You are still whole as a person. It does not define you. So you should not identify with that. And now that's the basic dysfunction, is that we're identifying with our mind. So once we've discovered what the basic dysfunction is, then we can actually start to be the observer of our thoughts and witness the thoughts. Watch the thoughts go by. Don't attach yourself to those thoughts. Just be the witnesser of your thoughts. Watch the thinker. The mind is not dysfunctional. It's a tool, and we're the dysfunctional ones. It tends to become dysfunctional when we identify with it. The dysfunction sets in when you seek yourself in your mind, when you mistake it for who you are. That's when the dysfunction sets in. The dysfunction really sets in when you identify with your mind. You mistake it for who you are. If you can't separate yourself from your thinking, then it is controlling you. We need to learn how to be able to sit quietly in a room and just sit there without having a thought. It's a really simple fix. Luckily, it really is a simple fix. It's hard to do at first, but the idea is simple. Everybody can learn how to control their thoughts. Everyone is capable of doing this. So in that aspect, it is simple because anyone can do it. But it's hard in the beginning. It's like trying to tame a wild beast because your thoughts run aimlessly, and you need to kind of control those thoughts and narrow it down and decide which thoughts you want to hold on to and which thoughts you're going to get rid of. And then you got to replace those old negative thoughts with new positive thoughts. And it takes a while to form the new habit of thinking positive, but it's completely possible. Everyone can control their own thoughts. We can control our mind. We need to learn to tame our brain. Train the brain. Now, if you cannot stop thinking for a little bit, then your mind is controlling you and it's running your life, and most likely you're miserable because of it. The task of controlling your thoughts may seem extremely difficult, but it's easier than the alternative of allowing your mind to run your life into the gutter. Trust me, it's easier than living a miserable life. Control your thoughts. It's all you have to do. Just learn to control your thoughts. Remove time from the mind and it stops. The secret here is to forget about past and future and focus on the present. When your mind's wandering, you're either in the past or the future. If you're focusing on the present moment at hand, whatever task you're doing in the moment, then you're not wandering. Your mind is not wishing you were somewhere else when you're focused on the task at hand. And when you actually focus on the task at hand, you stop your mind from wandering into the past or the future, the thinking mind. You want to be in a place of no mind where you're not thinking. And if you are thinking, make it be thinking about what you're doing. If you're having mental commentary, have the mental commentary be about what the task is at hand. And then your mind doesn't drift as much and you can stay present with the moment. This is the key to success in life. You have to ignore the past and the future and allow the present to be. Dwell in this place as long as you can, and if your mind wanders, just bring it back again and again. The longer your gaps in thinking, the stronger your presence will be. Eventually, you will be able to develop a state of presence where that is just your normal state of mind. And you, of course, you visit the thinking mind. You visit the past and the future when you need to for practical purposes. But you're living in the present, and the main focus of your life is the now. Yeah, of course, you have to set goals and plan your future, and you make plans and you work the plan, but what's the most important step is the step you're on now. And you focus on that step now. And when it comes time to do the next step, you focus on that step. And it's always in the now. You're always remaining present. Instead of setting a goal and just wishing you were here instead of there isn't going to get you there. And ultimately, thinking causes us problems. And ultimately, we shouldn't have problems in our life. Problems are an illusion. When a problem occurs, it's not really a problem. It's the thinking mind that turns it into a problem. Things aren't that complicated, but thinking makes it so. When you think about something too much, you get in your head and you turn it into a problem. There are really no problems in life. There are only situations that either need to be dealt with or left alone. That's it. It's a situation that you have to deal with. Overthinking it turns it into a problem. In emergency situations, there's no problem at all because the mind doesn't have time to think. In extreme emergency situations, everybody's heard about the mom who can lift a car to save her baby. Her instinct kicks in. Something higher and greater, more powerful is at play here, and she can lift a car to save her baby. That's instinct, and that is no mind. That is a place of no mind. Thinking would complicate things. So in an emergency situation, when somebody takes action and reacts, they're not thinking. They're in a place of no mind. So action can spring forth out of a place of no mind. In fact, the best art, the best songs written come from a place of no mind. The more you practice this, the more present you will become. And continuous practice of finding the present moment will eventually lead you to a constant state of presence. That'll be your normal state of mind. And it's exhilarating, it's liberating when you're finally at this point in life. The mind tends to turn things into a problem, and it's best to just deal with the situation in the present moment and not turn it into a problem. And you become a person that confronts their difficulties head on before they actually grow into problems. Because there are no problems. The only problem is that people are turning situations into problems because they're overthinking the situation. It's just a situation. You either need to do something about it or let it be. If it's out of your control, there's nothing you can do about it. There's no sense stressing or thinking about it. The mind loves problems because it gives us a sense of identity. It gives us something to latch onto and something to identify with. But We do not want to identify with our problems. Do not identify with your diseases or your sickness or anything like that. Do not identify with it because it becomes who you are. You have to train your brain to listen to you. You are the controller of your mind. It is you who decides what you think and what you don't think. Now, at first, you can't control every thought that comes in, but ultimately, you allowed those thoughts to come through, and then you've turned it into a habit. So now you have to break the old habits and create new habits, and use affirmations to teach yourself how to think positive. Dysfunction sets in when you seek yourself in it and mistake it for who you are. Remember, you can't create drama or problems in the now. Even if you feel like you have a problem, put yourself in the present moment and say to yourself, what problems do I have now? And you won't have any problems because in the present moment, there are no problems. Thinking creates the problem. It's not always the situation that is upsetting. It's the thoughts about the situation that are upsetting. Learn to control your mind, and then you can control your emotions, and in return, you control your actions. The mind loves to get into problems. It loves to keep you out of the present moment. We need to learn how to tame your mind, calm down your thinking, find a place of peace and presence, and you'll actually start to feel the joy of being. When you're present, you have no problems. Learn to look at your life as if you have no problems, only situations that either need to be dealt with or left alone. The mind's not dysfunctional. It's a perfect tool. The way we use it is dysfunctional. We need to learn to use it a proper way, and you can have a proper life. You can have what you want. You can have the desires you want. It starts here. It starts inside. Fix the man and his whole world will be fixed. Now that you know the basic dysfunction, you can get to work on fixing it. Thanks a lot, guys, for all your likes and views and comments. I appreciate you guys. If you want me to stick around and not disappear into the ether, please like and subscribe, and I'll keep these videos coming. Peace out.